Neda Maghbouleh is an assistant professor of sociology at the University of Toronto. She joins us now. Neda, thank you very much for taking the time.
Hi, Scott. Thank you so much for having me.
You study racism and immigration, and overall, what have you found about Canada?
You know, I think that we're facing a crisis right now. This is a crisis of blatant Islamophobia and hatred and violence against racialized people. And so I think we're at a serious crossroads.
What do you think has to be done to tackle this issue head on?
You know, speaking as an educator, I had a stream of students from the U of T campus coming to my office yesterday to express that they felt such insecurity around safety. They were fearful for their safety. But something new that I hadn't heard before that really had me concerned is I had several of these same students say that they felt shame. They felt ashamed of their background, ashamed of their culture. And on my campus, we have many racialized students and also religiously observant students. So from my perspective as an educator, this was really worrying. This is the first time I'd seen that kind of shame that young people were carrying with them based on their background and their heritage.
When you first heard about this incident, what went through your mind?
Of course, worrying about the families, worrying about the motives, who the shooter could possibly be. And, you know, we've seen that some have characterized the man behind the shootings as a lone wolf. But of course, we know that this is a person who is embedded in these much bigger networks. He was somebody who was actually part of an entire social fabric that's white nationalist, that's racist and supremacist. And so contrary to what some media outlets have said, this isn't just an individual case of a young man acting alone. This was a 27-year-old man who was part of a bigger community. And so this is a reason to be worried.
How much do you think the overall political environment, not just in Quebec, but in Canada, play into these incidents of hate?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked this because I think it's very often easy to say that this is a Quebec problem. And it's true that Quebec has had a unique history in North America in terms of the role of religion in civic life. But in recent Quebec history, we see Bill 60, the Charter of Quebec Values. And so we understand that there's a particular context there. But at the same time, here in Toronto, you have in the last couple weeks, Peel Region School Board meeting where people are yelling anti-Muslim epithets. In my East Toronto neighborhood, there are white supremacist posters being hung up in the playground where my daughter plays. So this is not just a Quebec issue. It's certainly also not just a U.S. issue. This involves all of us, all of Canada.
Assistant Professor of Sociology at the University of Toronto, Neda Maghbouleh, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.